Let's face it, cities rise and fall just like economies. But what happens when a city starts collapsing and no one's talking about it? Jobs disappear, industries vanish, young people pack up and leave, leaving behind ghost towns with empty storefronts and struggling communities. In today's video, why these 10 Canadian cities are falling apart, we're diving into the cities facing some of the toughest challenges in Canada. From crumbling industries to skyrocketing living costs, these cities have stories that need to be told. But here's the thing, it's not all doom and gloom. Some of these communities are fighting back, looking for solutions to rebuild and thrive again. Whether you're planning to move, live there, or just curious, understanding the warning signs of a declining city could save you a lot of trouble, and maybe even a fortune. So, grab a coffee, hit that like button, and let's take a closer look at the Canadian cities where time is running out. Our first stop takes us to Sudbury, once the beating heart of Canada's mining industry. For decades, this northern Ontario city was celebrated for its rich mineral deposits, creating thousands of jobs and fueling its local economy. But today, Sudbury tells a different story. As global demand for minerals and metals shifts toward alternative energy sources, many mines in Sudbury have either scaled back or shut down completely. This has caused rising unemployment rates and a ripple effect across local businesses. Because when the mines slow down, everything slows down. And it's not just about jobs. Outmigration is a growing issue. Young people, faced with limited opportunities, are leaving in search of better prospects elsewhere. As a result, the city risks falling into a cycle of decline. Fewer workers, less innovation, and an aging population left behind. But don't count Sudbury out just yet. The city has launched diversification efforts, pivoting towards sectors like healthcare, education, and tourism. Investments in local hospitals and educational institutions offer a glimmer of hope, aiming to attract new residents and create fresh opportunities for the community. What does this mean for you? If you're considering Sudbury as a place to live or invest, it's a double-edged sword. Yes, housing is more affordable here compared to other Canadian cities. You can snag a decent home for under $350,000. But job prospects remain a challenge unless you're in healthcare or education. Next up is St. John, a city that's seen its manufacturing sector crumble under the weight of global competition and changing markets. Once a bustling hub of factories and production lines, St. John's economy has taken a nosedive. Job losses have become a harsh reality for many families here. The biggest challenge? An aging population. With younger residents leaving for cities that offer more opportunities, St. John is left grappling with increasing demands on its healthcare and social services, at a time when the economy can't keep up. And if that weren't enough, there's the housing crisis. Property prices have surged, leaving affordable housing out of reach for many residents. Families are feeling the strain, and homelessness is on the rise. The city government is trying to keep things afloat, but budget constraints make it tough to implement meaningful change. For potential movers, St. John offers a lower cost of living than major Canadian cities, but you'll need to weigh the pros and cons carefully. Moving west, we arrive in Thunder Bay, another city that's felt the sting of a declining resource-based economy. For years, industries like forestry and mining drove Thunder Bay's prosperity. But as these sectors shrank, unemployment surged, and local businesses felt the squeeze. The result? A concerning rise in crime rates that has shaken community safety. Economic instability has bred social challenges, with many residents grappling with poverty and uncertainty about the future. But here's where Thunder Bay stands out. It's not giving up. The city is reinventing itself, attracting investment in technology, healthcare, and tourism. Efforts to encourage local entrepreneurship and innovation are underway. And while progress is slow, it's progress nonetheless. For those eyeing Thunder Bay as a potential move, it's a mixed bag. Affordable housing is a major plus, with homes available for under $300,000 to $1,000. But job opportunities may still be limited depending on your field. Now, let's talk about Brook, a small city on Newfoundland's west coast. For years, it thrived on its paper industry, with mills providing jobs and economic stability. But as global demand for paper plummeted, so did Brook's fortunes. What does this mean for the locals? Massive job losses have left families struggling to make ends meet. Young people, once the future of this town, are leaving in droves, chasing opportunities in bigger cities. And the cycle of decline is tough to stop. When the younger generation leaves, you lose not just workers but future business owners, innovators, and leaders. The city is trying to bounce back by investing in tourism and showcasing its natural beauty. Lush forests, stunning fjords, and hiking trails. And yes, for retirees or those who love small-town charm, Corner Brook's affordability is attractive. You can find a cozy home for around $200,000, far below the national average. But here's the reality: jobs are scarce, and the economic transition is moving slowly. Is Corner Brook the right move for you? It depends. If you value affordability and a peaceful lifestyle, this town has its perks. But job seekers and young families may find it harder to settle here. What do you think? Could a city like Corner Brook, with its challenges and potential, still be a hidden gem for the right people? Let us know in the comments. Let's head over to Windsor, a city whose identity is deeply tied to the automotive industry. For decades, Windsor's factories hummed with productivity, building cars that symbolized Canada's industrial strength. But times have changed. As automakers moved production to cheaper global markets, Windsor saw factory closures, massive layoffs, and shrinking opportunities. For locals, the impact has been devastating. Entire families who relied on auto jobs are now facing financial uncertainty, and local businesses have taken a hit as spending power dwindles. But Windsor isn't just sitting back, it's pivoting. The city is making strides in education, technology, and green energy, hoping to build a more diverse and sustainable economy. Initiatives to train a new generation of skilled workers are underway, and renewable energy projects signal hope for a more stable future. Here's the good news: Windsor remains one of the most affordable cities in Ontario. You can still buy a home here for around $400,000 to $450,000, and the cost of living is far more reasonable compared to Toronto or Vancouver. What does this mean for you? If you're looking for affordability and don't mind being part of a city in transition, Windsor might still have something to offer. But if you're chasing job opportunities, you'll need to consider whether Windsor's evolving industries align with your skills. Share your thoughts. Could Windsor's shift to green energy and tech turn it into a comeback city? Or are its automotive roots holding it back? Share your thoughts. Next on our list is Prince Rupert, once a major player in global trade. With its strategic location as a port city, it enjoyed a bustling maritime industry that brought jobs, growth, and opportunity. But today, Prince Rupert's story is marked by decline. Global trade routes have shifted, and competition from larger, more modern ports has left Prince Rupert struggling to keep up. Jobs in shipping and logistics have dwindled, leaving many residents grappling with unemployment. The problem is compounded by aging infrastructure. Roads, transportation facilities, and port systems are in desperate need of upgrades. But without significant investment, attracting new businesses becomes an uphill battle. For locals, this means limited opportunities and an uncertain future. The cost of living here is still relatively low, but without economic stability, young people are leaving, and the city is losing its potential to bounce back. There is hope, though. Efforts to diversify into tourism, renewable energy, and fisheries are underway, and Prince Rupert's stunning natural beauty is a huge asset. Think rugged coastlines, wildlife tours, and incredible scenery. This place has potential. So, could Prince Rupert make a comeback, or is it too late to turn the tide? If you're someone who dreams of small-town coastal life and values peace over hustle, this city might still be worth exploring. Nestled in New Brunswick, Campbellton has faced its share of struggles, particularly in its reliance on forestry and fishing. For decades, these industries provided the jobs and economic security that fueled the town's growth. But in recent years, tightening environmental regulations and shifting global demand have led to closures and cutbacks. The impact? Job losses have hit hard, but the bigger issue is youth outmigration. Young people are leaving Campbellton to seek opportunities in bigger cities, leaving behind an aging population. For locals, this means shrinking tax revenue, struggling schools, and fewer services as the workforce dwindles. What's being done to fix this? Campbellton is doubling down on its natural assets. The town is promoting its picturesque landscapes to draw in tourists and investing in infrastructure to support small businesses. There's also talk of attracting industries like renewable energy and tech, which could create jobs for the younger generation. But let's be honest, progress is slow. For residents, the challenges are real. Fewer opportunities, limited healthcare options, and a sense that the community's vitality is fading. However, Campbellton's affordability is a bright spot. Homes here can cost as little as $150,000. And for retirees or those working remotely, this town offers a quiet, nature-filled lifestyle at a fraction of the cost of urban centers. Would you consider moving to a place like Campbellton, where community and affordability come with a slower pace of life? Let us know your thoughts. While smaller cities face economic decline, Canada's biggest cities, Vancouver and Toronto, are struggling with their own challenges: the skyrocketing cost of living and worsening housing crises. Let's start with Vancouver. Known for its stunning mountain views and coastal lifestyle, Vancouver is undoubtedly one of Canada's most beautiful cities. But beauty comes at a price. Housing costs here are among the highest in North America. The average price for a home is well over $1.2 million, and even renting a modest one-bedroom apartment can set you back $2,500 a month or more. For many middle-class families, these costs are simply unsustainable. What does this mean for residents? Younger generations are being priced out of their own city. Many are leaving Vancouver in search of more affordable options, while others face long commutes or financial stress just to make ends meet. Despite efforts to build more housing, demand far outpaces supply, driving costs higher year after year. Now, let's shift gears to Toronto, Canada's largest metropolis and economic hub. Toronto is vibrant, diverse, and full of opportunity, but like Vancouver, it's increasingly unaffordable. With home prices averaging over $1.1 million and rents climbing past $2,300 a month, the city's cost of living has reached breaking points for many residents. For families and retirees, this affordability crisis has real consequences. People are being pushed to the outskirts, facing hour-long commutes, or leaving the Greater Toronto Area altogether. While job opportunities and cultural amenities in Toronto are unparalleled, the strain of high expenses can overshadow the city's appeal. Both Vancouver and Toronto represent a paradox. They're Canada's economic powerhouses, yet they're becoming unlivable for the very people who keep them running: teachers, healthcare workers, young professionals, and even small business owners. The big question: can cities like Vancouver and Toronto address their housing crises and affordability issues before it's too late? Or will these challenges continue to drive residents elsewhere, impacting their long-term stability? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Would you trade affordability for big city opportunities? Or do you think it's time to look for greener and cheaper pastures? Finally, let's visit Charlottetown, the heart of Prince Edward Island. While it's known for its coastal beauty and charm, this growing city faces its share of economic hurdles. One of the biggest issues here is housing costs. Over the last few years, prices have surged, leaving many families and workers struggling to find affordable places to live. A rental that once cost $800 a month now pushes closer to $1,500, $2,000, forcing some residents to make tough decisions about their future. Compounding this issue is the seasonal nature of Charlottetown's economy. Tourism drives much of its growth, but when the tourists leave, so do the jobs. Locals face employment uncertainty during the off-season, making it tough to achieve financial stability. But Charlottetown still has a lot to offer. Its quality of life is high, with a strong sense of community, excellent public safety, and an unbeatable coastal lifestyle. For retirees, the slower pace of life and access to fresh seafood, coastal walks, and friendly neighborhoods are major draws. The question is, how sustainable is Charlottetown's growth? Without a plan to address housing and diversify the economy, the city risks becoming increasingly unaffordable for its residents. Would you trade affordability for a slower seaside lifestyle? Could Charlottetown be a retirement dream or a struggle waiting to happen? Tell us what you think. Throughout this video, we've explored the struggles and challenges of Canada's fastest collapsing cities, from economic decline and job losses to youth outmigration and rising costs of living. While these cities face real obstacles, they also offer hidden opportunities, whether it's affordability, natural beauty, or the chance to reinvent themselves for a brighter future. So, what's your take? Do you see hope for cities like Thunder Bay, Windsor, or Prince Rupert? Or do you think the challenges are too big to overcome? Would you consider moving to one of these cities to enjoy a quieter, more affordable lifestyle? Or do the struggles outweigh the benefits? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this exploration, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss our future updates.